it's just weird. It's a weird process. Generally, it's best just to go for the highest level fields you can, and if you have the time and the energy, run them over and over again without going back to the town. And just keep opening the God statue after every field and dungeon clear, and it racks up a lot.
Does the God statue regenerate if you go up?
Yeah, if you leave the dungeon, you go back to the field, and then you enter the dungeon again, the whole dungeon is reset.
So
I didn't know that.
Large or small dungeons?
Sorry?
For the leveling the server, is it better to do like dungeons with a lot of floors or with very few floors?
Better with more floors, because the further down in a dungeon you go, the lower down on the like the monster table the game will let you go. It's a little wonky. Sometimes you don't really see much difference. Sometimes you see noticeable difference in the level of the enemies as you go down.
Gotcha.
So technically, running a 10-floor dungeon would be better, but it's not a guarantee, and honestly, it takes a lot of stamina to do that.
Yeah, very time-consuming.
Honestly, it's really a fun fact though, the area level, like when you go to load a map in the Chaos Gate and it tells you the level, that level is based upon the highest level enemy in the field. That is how that level is determined.
Huh.
So enemies in the dungeon, again, as you go like in and further down, will sometimes get harder, or at least higher level, than the level that the field is, that it tells you.
Gotcha. Did not know that. I thought it was the level of all the mobs.
Just the highest level monster in the field.
Yeah, I feel like I'm learning a lot. I didn't know any of that.
This game has a lot of weird intricacies to it. It's a weird game.
Yeah, you'd think so, taking into account that it's an online game from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, sorry.
Oh, good. Get that grind going.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, like, equipment is making all the difference.
Having higher level equipment definitely helps your damage output.
Yeah, they were kicking my ass before this.
I feel like that there is some enjoyment and charm in like limiting yourself with what gear you can grab. It makes it a lot harder though, and you definitely have to have people to play with to survive early game without having like the more powerful gear.
Yeah, I was noticing that because the other day I was playing on my own and I lost an entire level. It was so depressing. I wanted to cry.
Yeah, Fragment will do that to you.
It's definitely not for the faint of heart.
No, Fragment is extremely brutal. It's very niche, and like 99% of people do not pass like level 30 or 50.
Yeah, and I understand why, but I don't know. I feel like it's worth sticking.
I've always said that the real appeal of .hack Fragment is not like the game itself most of the time. It's the people you play with.
Yeah, I'm having a blast over here, like, honestly. Thank you so much, you guys. Like, thank you so much.
Listen, I love playing with the new players and just pulling out my level 99 character and just... I'm currently working on my third level 99 character. I'm at level 92.
Sheesh, pulling the bragging rights to work.
I'm only bragging a little. Most of it, you should honestly be like, wow, you should be embarrassed by grinding at level 99 for the third time in 3 years. Because I don't have a life sometimes.
Oh, I found out.
I like it.
I found out today. My first time joining was actually 2016.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it was just the Discord that I was in 2022. But I looked through the people on in the Discord today trying to find the guy that made that post, and I saw a name I recognized and I clicked it, and it was the first guy who taught me how to play Fragment in 2016.
Wow.
Dude's name's Pedro Max.
So
when you
the game
put
must
on
have
the,
barely even been
on the face,
translated
right?
at that point.
It was rough, but
Yeah.
I mean, I hadn't played enough for it to be like comparable.
Yeah.
This
Wow,
is-
you probably ran with the old Coltbird. I said that, yeah? Or was that a little after you?
I wouldn't know. I wasn't in the scene like that. I was kind of like a solo player.
Mhm.
I played with a few guys, but that's it. I think I got to level 20.
Oh, I ran straight ahead once again.
Ah, damn. Double-digit XP. I miss those days.
Yeah.
Best I can get on my level 92.
Go and
character
grab
is like 2, maybe 3. You know, maybe in like by the end of the decade, I'll have every single class at max level or something.
That would be so cool, honestly.
Like, yep, I started 8 years ago, and now I got every class to 99.
I started 8 years ago.
I
My
don't
highest
have a
level is
life.
10.
Antidote. Bye, antidote. Into the void you go.
But yeah, I think like that goes to show how much you like the game. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah, I definitely have the dot hack fragment brain worms.
It's a good way to put it.
Bearcat server is a bit of a testament to that.
Yeah.
Not only was it initially a project to see how high I can get an area server, like level wise, turns out like the real, like the brick wall starts at level 20. It becomes like clinical insanity when you hit level 30.
Well, you had the time, you had the energy, you put it to good use.
Yeah, I spent a good few weeks doing it.
Did you ever get to a point where you just stopped paying attention to it?
To the server?
To the level.
I mean, once it hit 30, I was done.
On the background and stopping grinding.
I genuinely was like, okay, I can't do this anymore, I'm done. And that was around when I stopped playing, like, that first, like, little ways that I played. So I kind of fell off for a little bit, and when I came back, that's when I decided I wanted to see if I could make Bearcat server into a rare farming server.
Gotcha.
And I probably mentioned this to you before, but, like, to make a rare farming server, you kind of have to hack your levels. So, I did. Bearcat server is quite high level, and it's because I made fields that are far higher than I was supposed to be able to make. But
You made
I
the
will say,
fields go higher.
I never directly boosted the level of Bearcat server. It was always people using it and just running the really high level fields that boosted the levels.
That's cool.
It was at least that.
Gotta go
Well,
this
I
way.
think that like kind of gives the game a bit of a new breath like of life, taking into account that there is not going to be any more new content added.
I mean, yeah, to some extent, definitely why I wanted to do it was to kind of, I don't know, serve the players a little better. Crab server was the only rare server for farming rares, and unfortunately, it didn't have all of them. Like, it had a good variety of them, but not all of them. And I was like, I want to be able to like collect the whole collection of rare items for my classes and stuff.
So you
That was
went
really
full Mistral, like full Mistral.
pretty much, yeah. So have I made those full collections? Not yet. But can I now because Bearcat server has access to every single item on the rare spreadsheet for God statue chests? Yeah. So one of these days when I get back into doing area server stuff, which might not be for a while, honestly. I think my next goal is to make some new rare farms for rares that I had already made farms for, but to make sure that I make the farms a reasonable level for the level of the item that you get.
Yeah.
Because a lot of my farms, I did not have that in mind. I just wanted them to be available, like, at all. So.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't have the time or the energy to do stuff like that.
Yeah, my goal was a little one track. There are no portals over this way. Do we want to just head back, or do you want
Yeah,
the chest?
we can do that. Not too strict about the chest.
Oh yeah, we had a question actually. I don't know if you know the answer to it. Are there grantees on Fragment?
Yes. You have to play the offline.
Okay.
Offline.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, we were thinking about that.
Yeah, probably.
Once you hit Dunlorry Egg and offline, you can start raising grunties.
Cool. I'm there.
Yeah, but
And it works
just
a lot like
for the offline.
You can ride them in online. You just can't breed them and all that. And
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
guess it's not breed them. It's like feed them, I guess.
Yeah.
Raise them?
Yeah, raising grunties.
Yeah, raise
that's
them.
the word. You can't raise them in online, just in offline. But I'm pretty sure like the way you raise them is exactly the same as Quarantine. The ones like per root town are exactly the same as Quarantine. It's all pretty familiar.
Yeah, we were just wondering, like, what would that look like on in online mode?
It's pretty goofy seeing other players riding grunties. Also, when someone rides a grunty, when someone's riding a grunty in online mode, it makes it so no one can open portals anymore in the field because you can only ride them in the field.
Oh.
It basically makes it so that portals don't open anymore and the enemies don't attack you.
Well,
It's
yeah,
basically like
but
free invincibility.
yeah, but it's nice, I guess. Would be fun.
God statue?
Huh?
Whose turn is it for the God statue?
I took it last time.
You can have this next chest then.
Just let us know what the first item you get is, because the first item in a God statue chest is either the common or the rare drop. So
I got you.
it is always fun to hear what you get, because I might recognize the name. Actually, I probably would if it is rare. And I can be like, ooh, you got a rare.
Gotcha. Holy shit.
Yeah, just the image of 3 players running around in the field riding grunties.
Yeah. It's pretty goofy.
Level up.
Yeah.
the god statues there on the right, so we should go up.
Yeah.
Oh.
2 more portals and then the god.
We're making like really good pace right now. The experience is also really good.
Give me the buffs at the very end, but whatever. They're cheap. Money is no longer an issue for me. I have like tens of millions in my guild.
If only it were so in real life.
Oh, and in case you didn't know, don't overflow your gold count. The max count is 9,999,999.
Gotcha. Will it roll over?
It rolls over.
Gotcha.
No way!
So
You can get
so
zero.
don't lose like 10 million gold by going over, please.
Jesus, that's crazy.
If you think you're getting
Jeez.
close, like stock up on expensive items and just throw them in your like guild store or in your storage or something. And if you're even still close after doing that, go farm for a guild seal, make a random guild, throw all your money into it.
Gotcha.
Because the guild storage goes much higher.
Like a ghost bank account.
All
It
right.
basically is.
Fairies orb. Let's hope we fucking don't disconnect. Oh, not fairies orb. God damn it. Spread Arena. Waste of money.
Well,
got
if
you,
it
I got
says
you.
you couldn't use it, you don't actually use it.
Gotcha.
Oh, but if you used a fairy's orb,
Yeah, I did.
Then
I
it did
definitely
use
did
it.
that.
That's what you meant. okay, that's what you meant.
Yeah,
Definitely
he wasted
did
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you wanna do? Do you wanna go back to the town, or should we clear the map also?
We can clear them up again.
Just know that anything we kill now won't count towards the server unless we go open the gun.
Oh, okay. So we gotta clear it back again.
Well, that's if you're really focused on leveling up the area server. Otherwise,
We could. Oops. God damn it! I pressed the wrong button. I just used the fairies orb again. Son of a bitch. Let's go back. Let's gate out. Let's gate out.
okay.
We'll go to one with
Okay,
bigger
fine.
dungeon. So real quick.
Oh, also another thing, just if you're willing to hear out some trivia on how the game works, do you know how
Yeah, sure.
like the area word, like you know the little gems that appear along with
Yeah.
when you're putting in the words? Do you know how all that works?
No, I've been trying to figure it out.
So basically, so you've made this area server, so you know that you can give words different parameters.
Yeah.
And those parameters also include a priority. So basically, when you're making your keywords, whatever has highest priority is what gets chosen for that particular parameter. So
Oh.
when
If they
you see the
overlap-
gems appear, the red ones are the active ones. So when you have your 3 keywords together and there are red gems in the slots along with a parameter, that means that that word, whatever value is set for that word with that parameter, is what is being used for that map. If it is green, I think that means it is like second priority, so basically it's getting overwritten, but it's like next in line. And then blue is third in line. So it's being overwritten by both of the other words in that same category.
Sounds so counterintuitive. Like, honestly, I always thought that it was the other way around.
Yeah, so the red ones are basically what you need to look at. Green and blue are just a signifier of like their priority. And it means that they're not active.
Gotcha.
The more you know.
So one thing to look out for, because you can't set the parameter for area level items and monsters, each word just gets randomly assigned those, if assigned anything at all. So when you're looking at your words in game, because the Areaserver program won't tell you these things, you have to go in game and look. If any of your keywords have a gem within those 3 parameters, it has a static number put in there. And it could be a negative number or it could be a positive number. So it could suck or it could be good.
Gotcha.
And the only way to know for sure without, like blindly running it and seeing what happens and kind of like testing around and getting a feel for it, the only way to know for certain is to open up Cheat Engine and look at the parameters yourself using the Areaserver Cheat Engine table.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like that. Those values are hidden. They're not available for the players to see.
Yeah, they are hidden, and they're random. And that is why leveling up an Areaserver, you hit a brick wall around level 20 to 25 or so, is because the keywords have a static value for like level, monster, items, and those are what like really balance out your levels. So unless you're making like tens of keywords like all the time, like every time you start to struggle, you make like a few dozen more keywords, and then you get lucky with one or two of those being particularly good. Unless you're doing that, which is very frustrating and annoying, your Areaserver just kind of can't level up that much.
But it's like a hard brick wall. Like you honestly can't make much progress.
Because essentially how the Areaserver levels up, it's a lot like a player. So the level that you see on the lobby,
like you get less experience then.
Right. So the level you see on the lobby is an average of like basically the level up of each field type on a server. So there are 12 field types. Each one has its own XP bar basically that goes 1 to 1,000, just like a character. And as you kill monsters, and you open the God statue chest and you go back to town, it deposits the XP that the server gained from the monsters being killed, and it will level it up. So at a certain point, the level of the fields you can generate actually falls behind the level, like the average level of the Areaserver, and your XP gain is basically cut down to 1 per monster you kill, and it becomes an absolute slog.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So the only way to level up the server effectively is to make XP farming dungeons and run them over and over and over and over and over and over and over again using whatever the best keyword you possibly can.
Right.
Which tends to maybe get you 2 XP per kill if you're lucky.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. It is literally throwing like the end game XP curve around level 20, and it sucks.
What's up,
Oh wow, thanks grass.
Oh god, what the hell?
Yeah, these are high level.
Just how high level are they? Oh, that explains it. And 14 is what I got from experience, so...
Let's see if I can't get you, I'll just hang out way over here across the map and buff it off.
Chopping this tree.
Oh, did you run across 1,000 trees?
Big guy.
1,000 trees.
Deforestation is not good, man.
Well, when they start trying to kill you...
Yeah, right. It was either him or me.
I had no choice.
I swear, Your Honor.
Yeah, 1,000 trees.
I'm just not gonna risk it. I was just
I'm
spamming
the one
that.
with the axe here. I should be cutting down the tree.
Yeah, right?
with my 2,000 damage. You know what? The funny thing is, if you have a weapon with Death Touch, and you're basically one-shotting enemies, if you happen to get, like, the death to activate on an enemy, just, like, first hit, it does less damage.
Really?
Yeah,
Than your
because it's a
actual hit?
percentage damage instead
Oh
of
yeah,
flat
true,
damage.
true.
So it just does, like, the percent, and you actually don't kill it in one shot. It's really dumb.
I can loot that.
Well, I don't like it.
This one will probably level the area server.
I hope so. Trees. Here, I'll pop it down.
Thank you. Oh god.
Nope,
It's
no.
him again.
Pop.
Pop.
I must chop wood!
Oh, creds.
Yeah, level up. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Every time one of those comes up, I'm like, all of that just for a drop of blood.
Let's see. Yeah, we'll give it a little sling.
Let me throw a little item in there. Do I got any items? I do have little items. Right now I should put a weapon in, right? Or is it armor?
Ooh, I think it is a win.
I have none.
A
I'm
weapon?
really bad at this. I don't pay
I'm
enough
gonna do a
attention.
weapon because the armor I have is too high anyway.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. I don't remember the chart for this very well.
Fuse blades. Level 5. You wouldn't want those.
Nah.
Alright, let's knock out this dungeon. See how many floors there are.
What? There was one
armor.
more?
Yeah, there's a armor.
Little guy. Oh, there's another one.
Another one. A straggler. We're good now?
Yep.
So let's see. Did Asanti make his own keyword a brutal dungeon?
No.
Let's find out.
5 floors.
Okay, cool.
No, the brutal one is yours, and there's one more.
Wait, Bearcats? Or do you actually have a
Bearcats,
word?
yeah.
Yours. Why'd you make mine brutal?
Yours is like 10 and 9, I think.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. You always talked about like farming dungeons and shit, so I was like, alright, this is gonna be a long ass dungeon. I'm gonna make a keyword for it, like a custom map too.
Well, farming dungeons are always like 5 floors.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, this is an extra thick farming
Well,
floor.
farming dungeons don't necessarily have to be 5 floors. It's just that that's like a magic number where the dungeon's not too long, and I can still put a virus core that has a chance to drop me a good virus core.
Yeah.
That's stupid. Because ultimately, farming dungeons, you generally, and this is getting into the nitty gritty of farming dungeons a little bit, but generally the God Statue chest drop stops changing once you get 100 monster points. So, like, at most, you just have to kill 100 small monsters within a dungeon, and then you can go get the God Statue if the drop is what you're after.
Gotcha.
Because after that, it doesn't really change anymore.
Yeah, so it's kind of like leveling up a character in itself. At some point, you're going to get shit experience.
No, it just kind of it just stops. It just like after you hit 100 monster points, the threshold just stops moving, so it just stays there. Yeah, so essentially, farming dungeons, I made them 5 floors because A, I wanted to provide, good fire scores. B, it gave me a few floors to work with for seeing what my monster, like the window on the monster table would be for each floor. So it gave me a few opportunities to hit good monsters. And you really only need like 2 or 3 floors with optimal monsters to get whatever drop that you're looking for. So it gave me a little bit of flexibility while not having the dungeon be overly long.
Understand.
Also,
Yeah, so it's more
dungeon
like a
length
preference.
does affect the God statue drop. So I had to make all the rare farms have a static number of floors, and 5 was just kind of the sweet spot of, what I wanted to do with it.
Well, I'm almost at the point where I can use my skills. I just need to get to 40 XP.
Yeah, then you'll buy more gear and you won't be able to use them anymore. Be back to
Yeah. And so goes the cycle.
Keeps on running.
I mean, for most physically based classes, so, all of them a Wave Master, it's not a huge deal. For Wave Master, though, you really can't get a staff that's too high, or else you just can't cast anything.
Yeah.
I think the whole point of the staff tends to be what you can cast with it.
Let's go this way first.
Which way, Western man?
This way. We go this way.
That is one thing I like about Wave Master, is that it does encourage you to, like, use staffs that, like, you normally wouldn't, because, like, you can't just get yourself a super high level one and call it good. Like, you kind of have to go for lower level ones so that you can hit the right SP thresholds and actually function.
Yeah, I remember using in IMOQ specific weapons just because the abilities they had.
Nice, I got better.
And I don't know if this is, like, common. Definitely something that I didn't figure out until, like, I started playing Fragment, is that each class, outside of Wave Master again, Wave Master is special, each class only has access to 4 of the 6 elements when it comes to their physical skills.
Oh yeah?
Just in general, each class basically has 4 elements they can physically attack with skills.
I didn't know that.
So each class has 2 elements for physical skills that are just, like, blatantly missing across the entire weapon arsenal. For example, Heavy Axe does not get access to any wood physical skills, period.
Huh.
Blade Master also doesn't either.
I imagine that has to do with balancing.
They went so depth
I don't know.
so early on in, like, the development.
They probably intended for you to have a party that's varied.
I do think it was their way of encouraging people to, like, party up with other classes to cover other elements.
Yeah. Like to cover your weakness, the parts where you can't really cover.
I think it's just because they don't like the characters I like to play. Because my first character to level 99 is a Heavy Axe, and in case you didn't know, the way to get to level 99...
It's not here?
Is... By the time
you
you reach,
wanted
like,
to
level
just...
85 or so, or, like, maybe level 90 or so, like, one of your only options for safely grinding...
Nah, I'm listening though.
So one of the only ways to safely grind for XP once you hit around level 90 is to farm gob machines. They're Earth Element. So if you
Is
want
that
to
like
wipe
a
them out
monster?
quickly, you need Wood Element skills, and if you're a heavy class, your magic sucks, so you really need access to a physical wood skill. Heavy Axe and Blade Master don't get those.
So you're screwed.
So, out of the 3 characters that I have pushed up as high as I can go, 2 of which 99, the other at 92 currently, one of them's Wave Master, so of course I had access to wood. The other 2 are the 2 classes that don't get access to wood.
Jesus.
Because Heavy Blade does, Twin Blade does, and I'm pretty sure Long Arm does.
So the only option you get is like using spells like the scrolls.
So your best bet, honestly, for Heavy Axe and Blade Master trying to fight God Machines is to pray that you can get your magic attack high enough and your element stat for wood high enough that you can spend a shitload of money on green calls at the Netslum root town and then nuke the God Machines with that and just pray that it doesn't happen. Unfortunately, when you build your character in with the idea of tanking, especially tanking hits from Earth Element enemies, it means your Wood Element is your worst element, so therefore, you cannot one-shot the God Machines.
So you're gonna have someone built for one and someone built for the other.
So essentially, with Crystal, I was able to grind up to 99 with God Machines without too much of an issue, because I'm Water Element, so my Wood Element wasn't, like, shot. And that let me get, like, one shot. Whereas with Spike, he's Earth Element, so my Wood Element is, like, at -10, just by default. And because they're heavy classes, their magic attack isn't high enough to compensate for the low wood element, so therefore I cannot one-shot. Until maybe I'm really close to 99. Maybe then I'll finally get just enough. So there is a balancing act to it, which is very finicky.
You know, I didn't realize this game was so fucking in-depth when it
Complex,
came to that type
yeah.
of stuff. Yeah.
I feel like you could write a guide or something, or make a video and talk about this.
I find it a lot more fun to just tell new people in voice calls and have them just be like, what the fuck?
This game is hard.
Yeah, I do think there's some charm to not having it all spelled out for people. Because, like,
I guess it isn't.
More of, like, an interesting, like, story or an interesting experience to, like, be playing with someone and have them, and have, like, a experienced player kind of be like, oh, hey, let me, like, teach you about some things. And not only is there, like, kind of connection there with like, the game and everything, but also, like, it sometimes makes for a fun story, so.
Yeah.
That's kind of
definitely
my approach. But yeah, the good news is a lot of the intricacies of this game are, like, really not that big of a deal most of the time. So, like, it's okay if you don't know what you're doing. Like, you're not ruining your character by doing whatever.
Yeah, I guess it's more important in Fragment that it was on the main saga. Like, it carries more weight because you can choose other classes other than, well, Twin Blade.
It does carry a little bit of weight. Not enough where it's like, oh, I made a character and they're literal dog shit and I cannot function with this character. More so that you can make a character of any kind and you can have a good time and generally be okay. I mean, unless you go with, like, tiny, skinny, in which case you might suffer. But there is room to, like, maximize your effectiveness in a lot of ways.
Does the size of the character actually change the
Yes, everything in
hitbox?
character creation changes your stats, except, like, your name.
Oh god. That's so...
Gender gives you less health, more SP. Well, sorry. If you're a female character, you get less health, more SP. If you're a male character, you get more HP, less SP.
Are you trying to tell something, CyberConnect?
Yeah, it's 2005.
Are you secretly sexist?
Yeah, it's a little wonky. Like if you're skinny, I think you might get a boost to your SP, but like a minus to your defense if you're skinny. Oh, and you get a boost to, I think, your evasion, maybe. If you make a small character, you get like some major debuffs to like health and defense and everything, all in exchange for a little bit of extra evasion and accuracy, which every single character gets to 99 of both eventually. So like, there's no real benefit to being small, it's just kind of bad. But
It's
yeah,
also so weird to think that they thought, like, yeah, let's put an option to make your character teeny tiny.
it's very funny. It's just not very optimal. And you might struggle a little.
Yeah, I'll say.
But yeah, and the color you choose is your element. So you basically, when you make your character, I think there's like a few points difference between the element that you choose basically being your primary element, and then the opposing element being your like weak element. So you get like a +2 or 3 when you first start to the element you are, and then a -2 or 3 to the one that's opposing. By the time you get to level 99, you have a +10, -10. So it's a remarkable difference when you get that high. And of course, like, the one thing the game actually gives you to be like, here, customize your stats, is, like, close to useless.
Whoa. Oh, I thought you grabbed it.
No, thank you.
It's just a fool.
Thank you again.
I got you, don't worry. Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, like, the points you allocate, like, you have to put a lot of points into a stat to see even like a +1 gain by the time you hit 99. I think at most you might see a +2 or +3 on one of the stats. I want to say with accuracy you can see a +3 by the end of the game. But really, a +1 in early game when you put all your points into accuracy, or like a +1 or 2, is genuinely the most helpful thing about all that.
Yeah, well, in early game, I think anything is going to help you.
In early game, being able to hit something, very important.
Oh, there was a chest we didn't grab. Should we go back and grab it?
That doesn't apply to the XP, does it?
No, chests don't really affect it.
Okay.
Fuck it.
Besides, it's probably just the fool again,
Yeah.
insulting you.
Yeah, mostly just because of what he told me, or what we speculated would help to make the server go up in level.
Yeah,
It's
we
just
didn't
kill a
know if
monster.
chests were like the thing to do, so we just did it anyway.
Well, the only chests that help you out are the ones that sprout legs and then confuse you.
Which way?
This way.
Walk this way.
Walk like an Egyptian.
Damn.
That's a lot of damage.
I'm just waiting for when I get the death proc and I do less damage.
Ah!
Good old angel axe. I've been running with this axe with this character for like, what, 2.5 years now?
You're married to that axe.
I mean, I think it's like the best one. It's level 92, funny enough. But with Death Touch, it's just really useful. And the skill set it has is just really fitting for my character because I get access to a area of affected water physical skill, and I'm water element, so it just kind of works. And, yeah, it's... You know, there's Missing Axe, which is level 99. I ran that for a long time.
Go ahead.
Was it my turn?
Yep.
It is your turn, yes. Missing Axe
I
is
got
good, but
Fire Drake Mail.
yeah, Missing Axe is also kind of garish. I'm not a big fan of the model. Angel Axe is a great model.
I don't have the item to get out. Do you have it?
Yep.
Alright, I think we interrupted each other with the sprite operators or something.
Yeah, maybe.
It happens.
It cancelled out.
It's a little frustrating.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to use it, but I didn't have any. I'm gonna buy some.
Good. Got us out before the enemy came. And bit at our ankles.
Rescue Chopper. Get on the Chopper.
Get to the chopper now!
Use a lot of restore. I think I'm gonna call it a night.
Thanks for playing
But
with us.
it has been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
always
thank you
fun.
too.